In the name of God. The mysterious hitchhiker.
A man stood at the deserted bus stop, his breath visible in the freezing night air. Snowflakes fell in slow motion, blanketing the ground. The entire city felt abandoned, and he had no choice but to wait. As time passed, an approaching car caught his attention. The driver, a woman with an enigmatic smile, stopped in front of him and rolled down her window. "Need a ride?" she asked. He hesitated, feeling ambivalence about accepting help from a stranger. However, given the worsening weather, he had no other option. Reluctantly, he got into the car. The warmth inside was a sharp contrast to the icy streets outside, and he felt a slight sense of relief. "Where are you headed?" he asked. She smirked. "No real destination. But I have a party tonight. Would you join me?" Her words were casual, but something about her tone made him uneasy. He was amenable to making new acquaintances, yet a part of him warned against the unknown. He politely refused. "I'm just trying to get home," he said. Her insistence grew. "No family, no friends, what's stopping you?" He looked away, unable to explain the solitude he had chosen. The conversation grew tense, and he sought ways to ameliorate the discomfort by steering the discussion elsewhere. Yet, an eerie feeling settled in the pit of his stomach. To distract himself, he focused on the scent in the car. It was oddly comforting, like ambrosia, a mix of vanilla and something floral. He shook his head, trying to dismiss his growing paranoia. His fingers brushed against an amulet in his coat pocket, something his grandmother had given him for protection. Was it really just superstition, or did he need it now more than ever? As they drove, the woman's behavior became more unsettling. Her words flowed with an almost hypnotic rhythm, and her glances held an unsettling curiosity. "Are you always this cautious?" she teased. His fingers tightened around the amulet. "Caution keeps people alive," he muttered. He wished he had an analgesic to dull the headache forming in his temples. The car passed through silent streets, devoid of life. The city, usually brimming with noise, felt like an empty shell. "Feels like anarchy out here, doesn't it?" she mused, as if reading his thoughts. He nodded, though he wasn't sure if he agreed. The absence of people wasn't chaotic, it was unnerving. Then, the radio crackled to life, announcing breaking news. Authorities warned the public about a fugitive, a 40-year-old man with schizophrenia and severe dementia. Last seen in downtown. The woman's grip on the steering wheel tightened. Her once playful demeanor changed. His presence suddenly felt like an anachronism, a misplaced element in a reality he no longer understood. Her pulse quickened. She was trained to notice signs of distress, and now, she saw them all. The nervous tapping of his fingers, the way he avoided direct eye contact, these weren't just quirks. They were symptoms. Was she driving a dangerous man through the city? Her thoughts ran wild, searching for an escape. She tried to remain calm, to act as if nothing had changed. "Would you like to stop anywhere?" she asked, her voice forced. "The hospital," he replied too quickly. The request was analogous to a red flag, waving before her eyes. "Are you unwell?" she ventured cautiously. "No, my parents are there. They have cancer." His tone lacked emotion, as if rehearsed. The car neared an old maple tree just outside the hospital gates. As soon as she stopped, he stepped out without another word. She gripped her phone, dialing the number from the radio announcement. She had recorded the entire conversation, her instincts telling her that something wasn't right. Within 25 minutes, psychiatric hospital personnel arrived. But the man was gone, vanished into the snowy night, leaving behind only questions. No one knew where he disappeared. And no one knew if he would resurface again.
Like and subscribe if you would like.